Hello everyone, I am Kinshuk and I welcome you all to this platform of Khan Global Studies. So this is one of the most historic moments for India after a very long period of time. We have seen that in the last few weeks, there was a news about one of the Indian astronaut going to the space. We have seen about the Axiom-4 mission. I think all of us have been watching the launch also, and we have also been eagerly waiting for the return, for the safe return of Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla. And finally, the moment is here when he has also safely returned from the International Space Station. So today in this session, we are going to talk about this Axiom-4 mission, that what was this mission all about, what was the aim, what was the objective of this mission, and when we talk about the Axiom-4 mission, what is going to be its significance, especially for India and the Indian space program. So let us talk about this Axiom-4 mission. When we talk about it, you will see this. First of all, like how it has all started. Who is responsible for this Axiom-4 mission? So this Axiom-4 mission is an initiative of a private company based in US. The name of the company is Axiom Space. This is the name of the country. It is Axiom Space, which is responsible for this. And although it is a private initiative, although this is one such initiative of a private company, many of the sovereign agencies were also involved in this. NASA was there, ISRO was there, then from Poland, from Hungary, and all over the world, the space enthusiasts, they were watching this mission, the Axiom-4 mission. So private company has come with this. They have also carried out 3 missions prior to that. But in India, this has got huge attention because in this time, it was led by, the mission was led by one of the Indian astronaut, Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla. So what we see that this is a mission of Axiom Space, but there is involvement of SpaceX also. I think you all know about SpaceX. It is one of the leading space agencies, private space agencies of the world, led by, of course, the richest person of the world, Elon Musk. We know that SpaceX is company. So there is involvement of all these people, all these organizations in this Axiom-4 mission. Now, when we talk about this mission, what we see that there was use of this one of the most important launch vehicle, which is called as Falcon 9. This Falcon 9, it is in the present times the best, highly successful, and one of the most powerful, rather you can say the most powerful space launch vehicle in the entire world. So that is Falcon 9. There was also this Crew Dragon spacecraft. There was this also Crew Dragon spacecraft, and this was one of the major attraction. This was having its maiden flight, the Crew Dragon spacecraft, which has carried 4 astronauts to space. It was its maiden flight and successful one. So that is also one significant part of this scheme. Now what we see that, like this, if we look at this, it was launched from this part of Kennedy Space Center based in United States. Now what we see that four different astronauts were part of this. We see that it was having Peggy Whitson, Shubhanshu Shukla, Slavoj Uzansky-Winselvisky, and Tibor Kapu. These 4 astronauts have boarded on this Crew Dragon spacecraft, and they have gone successfully to the International Space Station. They have carried out several experiments over there. They have been carrying out several experiments over the International Space Station. Now what we see here, that there was this docking. You can see this is one part of the International Space Station, and here It is the Crew Dragon spacecraft. It has docked with this International Space Station. Now here I am asking one question from you. I'm asking this one question from you. In this year itself, in 2025, India has also carried out a similar experiment where we have tried to dock two spacecraft in the space. So now the question is this: what was the name of that mission? What was the name of that mission? To answer me this in the comment box. What mission was that where we have carried out the docking of two different spacecraft in the space? So here we see that there was docking of this Crew Dragon module into the International Space Station. We all have been watching the pictures of that. Now what we see that this is the International Space Station. This is the International Space Station at a distance of around 400 kilometers from the surface of Earth. Now what we see that this, when we talk about this International Space Station, multiple countries of the world are having various initiatives in that. There is participation from Russia, there is participation from United States. And I can see these two countries are quite opposed to each other for almost you can say for almost 50 years. There was a Cold War between these two countries. Even now they are opposed to each other, but in terms of space, they are contributing to each other. And what we see that in this International Space Station also, there is contribution from Russia, there is contribution from United States, there is contribution from many other countries of Europe. Even Japan is part of it. Now what we see that now we have also participation of ISRO in one of these events. With the help of Axiom-4 Mission, we have also become involved with the International Space Station in a significant manner. So this is the International Space Station. Okay. Now, again, I will ask one more question here. We have also made a plan that we are also going to have our own Bharatiya Antariksh Station. We are also going to have our own Bharatiya Antariksh Station. So this is the question number 2 for you. That what is the timeline? What is the timeline for our Bharatiya Antariksh Station? When we are going to have this Bharatiya Antariksh Station? This is one question for all of you. You can answer this second question as well, that when we are going to complete this Bharatiya Antariksh Station, what is the timeline for it? So like the International Space Station, we are also planning to have. The first question was there, what mission we have with respect to docking in the space. The second part is this, what is the timeline for completion of Bharatiya Antariksh Station? Now see, when we are talking here, see, what was the objective? Why the 4 astronauts have risked their life? Why they have gone to space? If we talk about this, they were carrying out several experiments. More than 60 plus experiments. 60 plus experiments were carried out in the space. Okay. 60 plus experiments. One of the very important part of that experiment was this tardigrades. There is one organism called as tardigrades. They are also a wonder creature. Why they are wonder creature? They can survive without oxygen for a long period of time. They can survive without water for a very long period of time. They can survive even in the space. They can survive even in the space. As humans, we might not be able to survive. In fact, we will not be able to survive if we go without a space suit. Without having a space suit, we will not be able to survive in the space. But tardigrade is one of those organisms which can survive in the space even without a space suit. So that is the beauty of this organism. So what we see that there were some experiments with respect to tardigrades in here. There was also observation. that how the cyanobacteria, how the microalgae is growing, how they are like increasing their population in the space condition. So there was also about this cyanobacteria, that how their growth, how their cellular activities are taking place in the space. So that was also one of the objective. Then apart from this, there were many such things which were going on simultaneously in these brief period of time. Now, if we talk about this, there is one very interesting part. Okay. Here you can see, here we have our group captain Shubhanshu Shukla, and you can see this one part, that in the space there was cultivation of various crops. It was being observed that if we are growing some crops, like you can see, one of the crop which we were trying to grow over there was of moong, a pulse. Okay. The moong crop and methi which we used in our vegetables, in our food. So that was being tried to grow in the space. We were trying to grow them in the space. We can understand from here that in which direction we are moving. In the future, when we are having the space missions, we need to have some supply of food over there. We want to know how we can cultivate the plants over there. So we are also carrying out the cultivation of plants in the space. You can see here, it is being grown in the space here. So this is also one part which was being performed along with all those experiments, all those microgravity experiment. This year in the UPSC examination, there was a question about this, that there were three options, Axiom-4, Gaganyan, SPEDX, that how many of them are going to help in microgravity experiments. So in this manner, there was a question on this also. So here, microgravity experiments were being carried out. Microgravity experiments. Now, at the same time, there was one concern. See, going to space is considered as one of the easier part. The major challenge what we see is, what we see is the return back from the space. You know that when they are returning back from the space, they are going to face enormous friction. They are going to face this enormous friction. I think all of you, if you have read geography, if you have read science, you may be aware that there is something called as meteoroid. There is certain thing called as meteoroid. So when they enter into the Earth's atmosphere, they start to burn. Which appears to us in the form of meteor shower. Okay. Meteor shower. We see that, like, generally many of the times when we are like quite much young, quite much innocent, and in our normal tales, in our normal folk tales, it is being said that a star has broken and it is falling down. Toorta hua tara. But that is actually many a times meteors or comets or other things. So what we see that if any object is coming in the atmosphere of Earth, it will start burning. So that is also one of the major concern with respect to this Axiom-4. That was one of the major concern. But what is the good news here? What is the good news? That it has been done very much successfully. It has been done quite much successfully. And what we see that now we have got the first images after the splashdown. Shubhanshu Shukla has safely returned on Earth. He has safely grounded, he has safely returned, and from the splash point also, that all the 4 astronauts, they have come back to the Earth from there. So that is one of the biggest good news of the day. At the same time, when we talk about this, you all have seen this, that when Shubhanshu Shukla, group captain Shubhanshu Shukla, was in the space, he said this one very important thing, that this journey is a Shubh Arambh. This is a Shubh Arambh. This is a journey. This is the beginning of the journey. This is the beginning of the journey of India. This is the beginning of the journey of India. This is the Shubh Arambh for Indian space program. Our journey starts from here. So it was one of the most proud moment for the entire country. This is going to be one of the most crucial part. This experience is going to be one of the most crucial part for our upcoming Gaganyan mission. For our Gaganyan mission. So now ISRO has said this, that in 2026, we are going to have our Gaganyan mission. In 2026, we are going to have our Gaganyan mission. So this experience which has been gained by Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla, this experience is going to help India in our upcoming Gaganyan mission. So that is also one of the Shubh Arambh, the beginning of something new, something fantastic for India. And in this journey, he will also be having some other like co-astronauts, like we have Group Captain Prashant Balakrishnan Nair, Group Captain Ajit Krishnan, Group Captain Angad Pratap, and Wing Commander Shubhanshu Shukla. So they will be going into this Gaganyan mission of India. So that is one of the upcoming thing. Okay. So this was all about the Axiom-4 mission. The entire country is proud of Shubhanshu Shukla and his contribution in this Axiom-4 mission. We want to see the indigenous space mission of India, the indigenous space station of India, and the Gaganyan mission. So this is one more important information for you, that the magazine for current affairs of July 2025 is out now on KGS store. You can get it from the KGS store. Okay. That is one information for all of you. Thank you so much for watching this, and all the best. Thank you.